What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Six Man Blitz. This is a sports podcast. You need everything you want and need. We'll give it to you in however way you want it. But got a great episode for you guys today. One thing I saw on Twitter, that's where I get my information from, misinformation, and whatever shit it is, I get it all from Twitter or X. People like to correct me. They're like, it's X now. Fuck you. But no, so the Raiders, it was reported that the Raiders wanted to sign Tom Brady. He was their number one priority. Derek Carr was their second choice. So Jimmy Garoppolo, where does he fit in those things? He was probably their last option. So what are your thoughts on that news?
That they wanted to sign Tom Brady?
They wanted to sign Tom Brady, and Jimmy Garoppolo was their last option, last resort, possibly.
I mean, it makes sense just looking at the track record Jimmy G has displayed, and he's doing it again. They get hurt.
Getting hurt every time.
And it makes perfect sense because, I mean, you got Josh McDaniels coming from the Patriots.
Yeah.
So there's that connection. And then Tom Brady actually owns a minority share of the Raiders.
Yeah.
So
you can't really own it and be a player, can you?
I don't know.
I don't think you can. Oh, we got into that talk about fucking Caleb Williams trying to own a stake in his team. So you can't. You can't do that unless you're retired. In that case, Tom Brady. But that would have been interesting. You know, the Raiders with Tom Brady, McDaniels there, Devontae Adams. The Raiders team, maybe they would be a little better.
Oh, ain't no maybe if Tom was there.
You think they would compete with the Chiefs?
No.
Too far, huh?
Well, I feel like Tom's last year in Tampa, he just had to get the ball out so quick with that offensive line. So I haven't done my research on the Raiders offensive line, but if I had to guess based on their performance against the Bears, they ain't good. Yeah, now, they got some weapons on the outside with Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers firsthand.
Fantasy football. And then Devontae Adams as well. So they got the pieces. I even like Meyer, too, as well, as an up-and-coming
He's doing good. He's getting more workload.
It would have been nice to see, but, you know, it's kind of like that Marvel series, What If? What the fuck is we talking about?
Exactly. You ready to get into the show, though? We got a great topics, a lot of stuff to talk about. James Harden, could he be a Chicago Bull? Chase Young, a lot of other players, could they be headed to the Chicago Bears? Could we get rid of players at the deadline? We're going to get into it, and we're going to break it down for you. Ready?
Let's get it.
Which one was more impressive, though? Porzingis, he had 8 for 15. He had 4 blocks. Damian Lillard, he scored like 14 of the last 16 points for the Bucks. 39 points, most points by a Bucks player in their debut. Which one do you think was the most impressive, though, out of those two performances?
I think Dame, just because how seamless he looked in the Bucks.
Dame timed him, too.
Offense, I mean, and then down the stretch, too. That was a close game to the very end, and that's exactly what they brought him in there for. So to see him do that game one and drop 39, Giannis can do what he does great and not have to be clutch when he, you know, most big men aren't required to do that, at least at his caliber, outside of maybe Jokic. So to have that 1-2 punch, it's got me excited, honestly. And the Porzingis was great, but I mean that Dame, it was just, you could just tell like that's something different, and I'm just happy for him just because he put in the work in Portland. He never got his just due in terms of just being on that same stage as, say, a Steph Curry, but he's had that type of greatness sustained over a long period of time just without the chips and the playoff runs. So for him to have an opportunity to do that and to come out game one and drop 39 on niggas.
He was efficient as fuck, too.
Right. So it's just, I think I was super excited about the trade. A lot of people were like, oh, people underestimate Drew Holiday and what he brought. It's like,
he didn't bring that. He wasn't making shots like that.
Right. My argument was that he's took their defense to another level, but they didn't need more defense. They got 2 7-footers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Giannis could defend. Brooke Lopez could defend.
Yeah, they got 2 7-footers. Everybody else just got to make sure they don't give up wide open threes.
Right. And that's exactly what they're missing, because Drew Holiday wasn't closing games for him. He wasn't. You
Right.
can't give the ball to him to close the game.
At
The
all.
Miami Heat won all those games against him in the playoffs last year because Jimmy was out there cooking in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
You
With
needed
him
somebody
on
to
it.
combat that.
Right.
Dame
So-
is that guy.
Exactly, and just the way the game is played, defense is great, but if you can't put the ball in the bucket when it matters the most, when everybody knows who's gonna shoot the ball, it's just that's not a way to win in the NBA.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So with Giannis and his performance, him and Dame together, we talked about it a little already, 2 episodes ago maybe. But is this the best duo in the NBA? It's one game. People are already calling it the best duo in the NBA.
I would have to say so because I'm like, who are we in terms of like mesh well and play off each other well? You talk about imagine when they get that pick and roll going.
Oh, yeah.
And they get that chemistry going, and you just got two dogs mentality wise. I can't from mentality to talent to doing the best of completely different sides of the game. I think there's very few duos that can match up. Obviously, you got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but I feel like they've never had a true cohesion.
And they've had years together to be
7 years,
something,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
7 years. That's how long they've been together, and they haven't looked how Giannis and Dame looked week game one.
It's fucking crazy to think.
But it's like it's two very similar players, whereas in Milwaukee, it's two guys who do the opposite things at the very best.
Yeah.
You got a closer, a nigga that they call Dame Time, one of the clutchest niggas to
In
ever
the first
get a
game, he Dame timed him
and
too.
then you got a Greek the Freak, and he is everything that you would think when somebody call your ass that type of shit.
Hey, so
In
what do you
transition, defensively, rebounds, just being a monster, and just a freak athletically.
freaking the sheets too? He said that. But what do you think about the duo name Freak Time? Dame Lillard already says he don't claim it. But what do you think about that name?
Yeah, Dame.
It's a good
Dame
name.
a OG from Oakland, so he ain't going with that. Now Giannis, he might, cause he Greek. So
But definitely this Bucks team, they was very impressive win. I like, them as a deeper team too than Boston when you talk about those two teams in the East because they got Campaign off the bench, Bobby Portis off the bench. They got Robin Lopez too. He'll defend at a pretty high level. And you just got more on that team, I think, than with Boston. Boston, they're really top heavy. You got all those guys. Derek White was in their starting lineup. Al Horford's on their bench. Personally, I would have Derek White coming off the bench just to get some kind of spark. But really, I think right now, if it ended with the East, I'd probably take Milwaukee.
me too.
I think I'm more confident in them because I've seen
Right.
them get it done already.
Exactly.
Some
And
of their
Giannis
players.
has the ability to take it to another level that we haven't seen Tatum or Brown do, and Dame is Dame. So I would give them the nod, but I mean, this is probably one of the most exciting seasons where
know.
I'm locked in week one. Like I ain't never locked in week one.
Hey, bro, and did you
Just
see
seeing all the trades, the new
all the moves?
the new teams. I'm ready for the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm
know.
trying to see Milwaukee, Boston, 7 games.
And the Western Conference Finals is going to be interesting too with all the teams in the West.
I mean, the West is loaded. I feel like the East is top heavy, but I feel like the champion is going to come from the East.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that too. The Bucks played the 76ers,
Yep.
and this was a tough fought. This is a hard fought
Yeah.
game. This shit was neck and neck. 118 to 117 was the final score for this game.
Right.
Kelly Oubre had a fucking game. 27 points off the bench, 9 for 11 and shit. He was going crazy.
Right.
So this Sixers team with Harden, with all the stuff going on, the drama around them, I really like how this team looked against the Bucks coming in game one. All the drama. Nick Nurse, this Philly team looked a little different to me.
Yeah, I like Nick Nurse. I like them getting him as a coach, a
And
guy that's
Maxey,
got a
too.
chip already.
Yeah.
Doc, he burnt out. Did he get picked up?
No, he's an
Yeah.
analyst now.
Yeah,
He's an
that's where
analyst
he
now.
need to be. His time has passed.
Still got that bald fade. He's trying to hold on to.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works. Whatever. Different strokes for different folks. But at the same time, it's like I like what the Nick Nurse piece is, but I'm never gonna take Philly seriously, especially with the James Harden drama. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But you've seen him do that over and over again. Daryl Morey knew exactly what he was getting himself into, and now he getting called a liar in China and shit. So I think as soon as they move on from him and hopefully get
some kind of
a piece or two in return, which that's looking like they'd be willing to take less and less at this point.
His value's going down. I mean,
and very few people are interested too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got like the Clippers. Obviously, they need to make a move to stay relevant. All three of their guys were healthy, so that's exciting to see. But
they look good in week 1 too. I mean, game 1.
Exactly. So, I don't see James. Once they move from James, then I'll have a better evaluation of them. But they fought hard game 1. I mean, everybody's excited. So
yeah, Maxey had 31. I liked all the production. Tobias had 20. This team is still pretty good, and showing what they did against the Bucks, a really good team. Dame time ended them though at the end. But showing what they look like in this game was probably encouraging for me. Looking at this team though, you think they could still be a threat in the East? I think like the 3rd seed, they're not going to be to the 1st or 2nd with Milwaukee and Boston, but I still see them probably as the 3rd best team in the East still.
I agree, 3 or 4, and we'll see how this Harden saga plays out. But man, they cannot get it right with these superstars.
They told his ass too, like he was trying to come. He was dealing with some personal issues or something. So he was at the strip club and shit, all that stuff. But no, so the security told him not to get on the planes and stuff to go on the road trips to Milwaukee and all that stuff. They're like, nah, you can't be in the building and stuff. So a deal might get done sooner than later. Now that he's not, allowed in the area in the vicinity no more. This might hurt you though. I heard, hey, if the Clippers don't land him and they pause talks for Harden, that's what people are saying, that the Bulls are the favorite to land him. Do you want him in Chicago?
Hell no.
He ain't gonna like it over here, man.
Hell no.
But and I'm like, my thing is,
it's not better than nothing.
We need a point guard.
We do, but it's gonna go in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
At some point,
he's gonna want to trade by the deadline.
He's been outside of OKC.
Yeah.
When he was still a young man, so. I think Harden has shown who exactly he is, and that's just a desperate move by the Bulls. I mean, if we give up little, it's still the risk of him being a cancer in the locker room is high.
Very high. It's like 100%.
We're in that no man's land where we got these expensive ass veterans, but they are not top 5 guys, and they're not guys that can get us to the promised land.
Yeah.
And I don't think Harden gets us any closer.
I don't think so either.
So I think it'd have to be a package where we're just maybe getting somebody off the books and we're looking to tank. I mean, we got to make a decision which way are we going, because we're going to be a play-in team regardless. So it's like, come on, man.
And my thing is too, though, if we do make that decision, let's go trade for Harden. He's still really good when he's locked in and he's playing. But who are we giving up to get Harden?
Exactly.
It can't be Levine. I'm not giving up Levine.
Oh, none of this.
Because that's what the Sixers probably want.
There's no team that's going to trade a superstar for Harden.
Or it's going to be DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, who's on an expiring contract. He's going to get an extension soon. He's trying to get an extension soon. So, and he's, getting up there in age. So, I don't see realistically who we giving up to get Harden. I mean, if we could keep Levine and DeMar and get Harden, maybe. I mean, I'd throw Patrick Williams in there.
Hell yeah.
His ass hasn't gotten any better. I've seen no growth in his play. I've been hoping he's going to turn into the next Kawhi Leonard. And he's healthy too. He's not Kawhi Leonard because he's out there a lot. And that's the problem. He's out there too much, and we haven't seen nothing from him. We haven't seen him, no growth. I do like the addition of Torrey Craig, though. He was really good. in the first game against the Thunder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we still got clapped. Did you hear though too? Like at the end of the game, there was a players only meeting after game one.
After game one.
That's not something you
We
can
gotta
be
pick
happy
it up,
about.
guy, or else we gonna be 0-82. Fuck could you possibly say in that locker room
After
outside
one
of,
game.
hey, it's game one and we already showing a lack of hustle or a lack of energy, lack of effort. If we don't pick this shit up, everybody's job is on the line.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could be hearing. But I didn't even get a chance to look at the highlights. How do you think they played? Was there a lack of effort, lack of hustle?
It was like close in the first half, but then the second half, the Thunder really like got away from them.
Is Chet playing?
Yeah, Chet was playing.
So
and
the
Shai
Thunder are a legit
Alexander
team.
had a good game.
Yeah, he's an all-pro.
He had like 30 on us.
That's a legit team they got in OKC, and they're only gonna get better. So
And
I'm
it's
not
just-
surprised we got our ass bust.
Yeah, and it's just because they're a young team and they came out there and clapped us.
But that's my point. We got all these expensive ass vets that we not only pay a lot, but we traded a lot to get, and it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, it's really tough. Billy Donovan too. Like a lot of the players were saying, "Oh, we're running the same fucking plays as last year and shit." There's no change in that. So
We don't got guys.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
We don't
Zach
got a
LaVine
point
has
guard,
a
too. That's
ceiling.
crazy.
So does DeRozan.
yeah,
All of our players have ceilings. We don't have a max guy that can go get us a chip or lead us to the promised land. And if you don't in the NBA, it's you just out there playing.
doing cardio.
Right. Fuck.
Hey, well, at least
If you're not competing for championships, you should be tanking.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
And
I
it
don't
sucks
know.
because we're going to be tanking at the wrong time. We could have got Wembanyama. We could have got a generational player, gave the Spurs some players, or we could have got some capital or something. Like other teams,
Still charging out the ass for tickets and shit.
yeah, it's not.
You could get Milwaukee tickets cheaper. You know that?
And I want to see them more than I want to see the Bulls.
I'm looking at getting some tickets.
Yeah, we gotta
I gotta
go.
go see Dame Time and
Hey,
Giannis.
he's already proven he's worth going
that
up
goes
there to
without
see
saying.
it. 39 points in the first game. But enough talking about the fucking Bulls. So let's the season started. Let's give our predictions for some of the NBA awards. Let's start off with MVP. Who you thinking?
Man, I hate to say it, but I would like to see. I think Giannis is gonna have the way he scores is gonna diminish. I mean, even game one, he only had 21.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's
production's
gonna be
gonna go
averaging 30 again.
Yeah.
He could be at 28, 27, which is still great. But you look at what Jokic is able to do every single night.
looked good against LA
looked
too.
Great. Busts 80 ass. He busts 80 ass every time they play. So that's my MVP till further notice.
Okay. I like that choice. I'm going to go a different route this one. I think Devin Booker. First game against who did they fucking play?
Yeah,
he had
played-
30
he
points. He was
really
really
well,
fucking good.
yes.
He's dealing with the injury right now, but 30 points in his first game, and it just looks so easy to him. It's always been a great scorer. I think last year too with the playoffs, there was no question he was the best player on their team. Durant's there, Bradley Beal's there, all these guys are there. So I think he's going to continue to prove that he is the number one guy. I already seen it so far in game one. So I think that's somebody that is going to take it to the next level this year. And is hungrier. He beat the Kardashian curse. Got
Praise God.
rid of the Kendall Jenner.
Yeah,
So
you got to get away from that family. I'm gonna be honest.
it's only up for him. Up from him. Let's go to the next award. Sixth Man of the Year.
Ooh, that's tough.
I think for me, I'm gonna go with the guy from Sacramento, Malik Monk. I think he's a good candidate. He scores crazy. He's got everything in his bag too. So I think this is a guy that's gonna continue to get better and better. I mean, their coach, in interviews said this is a guy that if he was like 6'7", he'd be all NBA, every accolade type. So this is a guy I think will be in there.
Who the fuck would I pick? Nigga, but 6 man. Sixth man of the year.
I mean, not a really popular award.
Right.
I mean, multiple years it was Lemon Pepper Lou. Lou
Right.
Williams was back in charge.
Give me a second to think about that.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
ahead,
go
take
to the
your
next
time.
one.
Let's go Rookie of the Year. That's an easy
Okay.
one.
Obviously, Wembanyama.
Or we could go Chet.
Chet,
or
or
Chet?
we could go Scoot. I
Scoot?
might take Scoot on your.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Victor Wembanyama for
Okay.
mine. The obvious choice. What you think about Defensive Player of the Year?
Ooh,
I think
Porzingis.
Porzingis. Hey, that's a good choice.
Wembanyama might
Okay.
get. Well, he struggled with foul trouble. but
Porzingis-
He might average the most blocks of all time and shit. Awesome.
Because he just got hella length.
Yeah.
Hella girth, hella length.
What?
but no, I do like the Porzingis choice because already in his first game, 4 blocks.
Right.
He's already pretty solid. But I'm going to go with somebody on that team too. Drew Holiday. I think just coming into this Celtics team that struggled a lot defensively last year, he's going to pick up that slack and he's going to do it in a big way. He's going to do his big one this year, as they say.
Defensively, they should be very tough.
Yes. They're going to be a lot more improved in that aspect. So, Porzingis or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Porzingis.
I'm going to go Porzingis. You go Porzingis. I'm going to go Drew Holiday.
I bet.
Coach of the Year.
Ooh, it's gonna be a tough one. I might have to say, it might have to be the Milwaukee head coach. I know they fired Bud, but
Adrian Griffin, yeah, he's solid.
that's a good pick.
They're going to win, like, a lot of
Win
games.
And I can see Pop winning if they're able to turn it around, especially how bad they were last year.
Yeah.
They got a lot of young guys playing hard. I could also see OKC's head coach winning it too. Now that Chet's back and
Yeah.
they can put together an actual team with all those young guys they accumulated through the draft. So I would say give me those 3.
Okay.
I'm playing the field.
I'm going to say Frank Vogel with the Suns. I think they're going to be really good this year. Be the second in the West. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. So, yeah, 6 man of the year, you got one? I think some other options you could say, I mean, shit. Who's some guys that are, I think, yeah, Malik Monk was like the first person that came to mind. Campaign could do something off the bench, maybe. Derek White, if they put him on the bench. Shit.
Yeah.
Kobe White? Nah, you starter. Derrick Rose coming
Ooh.
off the bench.
Boy, stop it. I might go Bobby Portis.
It's a good choice. You can't go wrong with Bobby P.
I love what he brings.
Motherfucker, he looked like one of those basketball players in the movie.
Oh man, he do look like he played basketball in the Tyler Perry movie.
What's
All
that
he
dude?
need is the fake cornrows.
Crazy. But no, definitely that's a good choice. I think, they're going to need him to step it up a little because with all the moves they
sure.
got, all the players they got out the building, definitely is going to have to take up a bigger workload. Norman Powell's another one, too. He come off the bench.
I really like Norman Powell, and he's got a green light.
Oh, yeah. That's somebody, if you're going to trade Harden to the
He
Clippers.
get to the line,
get him.
too. He be...
Yeah. He's nice.
I like
That's
his
definitely
game. He
him
comes
or
in
Monk.
with a lot of energy. And those 3 are actually favorited by the odds makers.
Okay. If you're a betting man.
Of course.
What do you think about for most improved player?
Ooh.
I think I just already talked about him a little. Kobe White could be somebody that improves.
Kobe White.
He's a starting point guard now.
I thought we getting James. You're talking about Kobe White. Most improved?
It's an idea. This one's a tough award too. But you look at some guys, Jabari Smith, the Rockets, he's somebody that could be, a factor. Nuggets, somebody that off their bench, Peyton Watson. He had a pretty good performance, 8 points. This is somebody that definitely could, see a bigger role and actually get
You know a lot of
workload.
people have been making noise about
Who?
recently.
Who?
Your boy out of Washington, Jordan Poole.
They say he's gonna
say-
average like 40 a
Yeah, they
game.
say he gonna go crazy. They said They said he was the next something. I said what? They say he finna go God mode in Washington.
Okay.
I ain't mad though. I mean, I feel like he's a volume guy, and when Steph was hurt, he was able to take advantage of that and build off that confidence in that championship run. But the year after, I mean, shit just went to hell. I mean, he thought he was that nigga.
I mean, he was hooping, bro. He got him a ring. He got paid. When they won the championship, he was a big reason why they won the
But
championship.
you in the building with greatness. You have one good year.
Yeah, you gotta definitely
These
tone it
niggas
down.
is Hall of Famers with multiple rings.
Yeah.
You gotta know your place in the totem hole, and you just because you got paid, you think you that nigga, and you still ain't getting paid what they getting paid.
No.
So you just it's just. I think Washington will be a good change of scenery, so that's why I'm gonna go with him. And he's got he has the tools, but like that last playoff run, I mean, he was just throwing up crazy shit. I'm just like
Unplayable.
yes,
People
he
are
was
calling him unplayable.
Yeah, last year was just terrible, so they had to get him off the books.
Yeah.
But change of scenery,
It should be good for
younger
him.
team.
Him and
He could
Kuzma.
be a leader. So I like him to be most improved.
I definitely like that pick. That's a great one. But we broke it down. Oh wait, finals pick. We haven't broke that one down yet. Who you got going to the finals?
I got Bucks Nuggets.
Bucks Nuggets. Okay. Giannis versus Jokic. I like that. Mm-hmm. That's one for the ages.
No question.
7 games, so it'll be a lot better than this last finals.
For sure.
I don't want to see the Heat in the finals again, especially with no Damian Lillard.
No.
They're gonna give up a tough fight. They're gonna be out there playing hard. Jimmy will give everything he got, but I don't want to see him in the finals again. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing Kyle Lowry thick ass out there. Kevin Love, who's a little washed. And they're gonna win a couple games, 1 or 2, but they didn't get swept. Props to that. But it wasn't a good finals to watch.
No, it wasn't.
And the Eastern Conference Finals now is going to be a lot different. I don't think the Heat are going to be in that conversation no more.
But
it could be.
We say that every year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They prove us wrong.
Right.
Jimmy pulled up on some weird shit again. This in the emo phase
Per usual.
for a little, just trolling. But no, yeah. So Bucks Nuggets, I can get behind that. For me, I'm not gonna say the Clippers again. I say it every year. Clippers, 76ers. I'm not gonna say that shit no more. All right.
Hell no.
I'll give a better analysis on this one and my pick. I think Bucks. I trust them most out of the East. Giannis has done it before. He wanted a superstar to go along with him, and he got Dame, who's already been big time in Game 1. Mm-hmm. So I like the Bucks.
Just got re-signed another 3 years.
Extension. He said he didn't even see what was on the contract. He just signed it. Which I'm like, all right.
It's a good problem to have.
Great problem to have. Out the West, I like the Suns.
Okay.
Giannis versus KD and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. I think that's going to be a great finals. Go 7 games.
That microwave success, I don't believe in. So, I do like that pick, but, I mean, you talk about the Nuggets and what they were able to build, and you look at what the Bucks were able to build. People build through the draft. You get your superstars through the draft. You might get 1 or 2 free agents, but not everybody come in and motherfucking as a free agent. Like that's not how you build a foundation to sustain greatness.
Yeah, definitely doesn't win like that. But no, yeah, what the Nuggets did, they built it over time. It was great. Mm-hmm. Michael Porter Jr., all the other pieces they picked up. Jamal Murray looks good. Mm-hmm. So I can see the Nuggets making it in again. But I like the Suns and the Bucks. That's what I got. But let's get over to some NFL talk. The game last night, I know you're a little blue. Fantasy football is getting clapped. But what was your reaction to this game, Bucks versus Bills? Do you trust the Bills? I mean,
I definitely do, but you could tell Josh Allen going into the tent.
Shoulder injury.
How sustainable is that way of offense? They still didn't run the ball as well as they could have. They could have iced the game late before that Hail Mary. If they were able to get that last first down, they weren't able to. So it just goes to show, like, I don't like the imbalance of how much they use Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And he's already having shoulder issues with his throwing arm.
He throws a lot, too.
He does everything for that offense. He's 100% of that offense.
Yeah.
And that's why playing him on fantasy is a fucking nightmare. And then on the flip side, you got Baker, who people was excited about. Thought he had a resurgence. He reinvented himself. Nah. 3-4. We've seen enough to know that he's a C-, C+ quarterback, and he floats in that range. Every now and then he'll have a great game, but he's a average quarterback. He's 16th out of 32, in my opinion.
But like he's still the best quarterback in that division. So do you still see them winning that division, the Bucks?
They couldn't beat Atlanta.
And Atlanta's
With
quarterback, Ritter.
Imagine them with Jay Fields.
Ritter was trying to give the game away.
He was trying to.
All the turnovers he's had all year, and Atlanta's still 4-3.
Exactly, with the division lead. So
he has their
the
coach in
Saints
shambles.
Underperformed. I mean, and you gotta understand how the NFL is ran. Like, we're not even halfway through yet.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of streaks, ups and downs of the season. So whoever gets hot at the right time is going to win that division outside of Carolina. But it's really a toss-up because obviously now the
whoever wins those division games.
Falcons are 4-3.
Head-to-heads.
And then the Saints, are they 2-4? Or what are they? They don't have 3 wins, do they?
Nah, they can't. Not with Derek Carr. They actually, I think they're 2-4.
Right, so they haven't performed to expectations either.
Now they're 3-4.
Okay.
One game makes a big difference. We said that last episode.
Oh, it does. It does. 4-3 and 3-4 are two different things.
Two different ways to,
especially in
the
NFL where the margin of error is this thin. I mean, you look at the Bucks could have easily won that game if, what's the name, tracked the ball earlier.
Dude, that was crazy. It's like he didn't see it.
I'm glad he did.
Clear.
Because if he did,
he was going against
I
Godwin.
got blown out. I'm getting blown out.
17.
But that would have put a nail in the coffin on Thursday.
You were already ready.
How you lose on Thursday?
You're already ready to throw in the damn towel.
How you lose fantasy on Thursday?
No, hey, that was me a couple weeks ago. I was killing some dude. I had all. I phrased that bad. I was.
Killing him.
We better get slaughtered. Hey, but no, I was beating the brakes off the. that sounds bad too. No, I was beating some dude in fantasy football with all my Bears players. I had Cole Kmet. This was against the Commanders.
Okay.
One of the worst defenses in the NFL. DJ Moore had how many points did he have that game? He went off damn near 50.
Yeah, 40, I think.
Yeah. So, and I had Justin Fields too. So, it could be worse. It could be worse. Speaking of the Bears, though, could there be a quarterback controversy brewing in Chicago? Tyson Bagent, if he has another good game, they go out and beat the Chargers?
I don't think 2 games is enough of a sample size to say that, just because of the teams we've played.
Yeah. They're
but
ass teams.
Right. The Raiders and then if we beat the Rams, if we beat the Chargers, my bad.
Bagent for Emperor.
They better fire that motherfucking coach. I'm gonna say that right now.
Brandon Staley, he's
Brandon
gone.
Staley needs to
They're
go.
gonna be 2-5, and you lose to the Bears, one of the worst teams in the NFL.
He needs to be gone. If they lose on Sunday night to us,
it's very much likely. It could happen.
From a Division II team. With that being said, he would have to play lights out.
Yeah. But, all right, if we implement the same game plan we had with the Raiders, Deontay Foreman, just run him.
Yep.
Roshan Johnson's going to be back.
Yep.
Offensive line, they looked pretty good last week.
Yep.
So, Braxton Jones is not going to be playing this week.
Too.
Defensively, we look pretty solid.
It looks like we're starting to pick it up.
Hey, our defense is not bad. Eberflus, you could say he's a terrible head coach. Defensively, he's got them boys playing well.
over the last couple games.
5th in rush defense right now. We haven't given up we haven't given up 100 yards rushing from anybody. And last year, that was the whole year. So we've been pretty solid and stout. I like us in this game. I'm going to pick us against the Chargers.
I like us in this game just because the Chargers like losing.
Yeah, and they like finding ways to lose.
More than we do.
And they have all the pressure is on them.
100%.
All of it. If they lose, their coach is getting canned.
He can't lose.
No, he can't.
They've year over year invested in that team and haven't got a return yet. And dude needs to go because they got talent out the ass, especially defensively. They've been poor.
Should be really good. They just
have
traded
nothing but
away
big
J.C.
names.
Jackson.
Well, he wasn't a good corner. Shit, he had a lot of picks in a contract year.
Yeah.
That's all it take, nigga. 1 year. If you ball out that last year of your deal, you could get paid.
And he went back to the
friend, you can
Patriots,
get
and
paid.
he's been pretty solid though with them for a couple
Oh yeah,
years.
because Belichick knows how to use them. We talking about the difference between a good defensive coach and a bad one. This nigga ass. Hell.
This would be like something like if he loses to the Bears, there's no way around it. He shouldn't be on the plane home. Or they're going to be, I think they're going to be at SoFi with the Chargers. So he shouldn't be allowed in the building Monday morning.
Man, his key card shouldn't work.
No. They should be giving him the James Harden treatment. You can't get on no planes. You can't get on shit. That's how bad, this loss would be for the Chargers. And Justin Herbert, I mean, he hasn't, he's a good stats quarterback, but he hasn't been winning this team games. When it's mattered, those final drives, he's been coming up short. Cowboys, he threw an interception.
That's true. And I don't want to blame it all on him because the eye in the sky don't lie. Every time I turn on the tape to watch him, he plays well.
Yeah.
Now for whatever reason they go for it on 4th and 1, no matter where the down and distance is, no matter how good their offensive line is, they still going for it on 4th.
They don't care. They don't care
Hopefully we get a few licks.
Oh yeah.
On our side of the field, of them trying to do a tush push, and that shit ain't work.
You can't do it with Herbert. But my thing is though, the one thing I'm nervous about in this game, Khalil Mack.
Oh yeah.
When he's on vengeance against the Raiders, he had 6 sacks.
Yeah, he could.
He might. He might go for 7 with us.
He's definitely gonna have that fire and will to do just that.
It's gonna be crazy. So hopefully,
is Bosa playing?
Yeah, I think Bosa's.
God damn it.
So, but we went against Max Crosby and gave up 1 sack. Darnell Wright held up pretty well against him.
Yep.
So offensive line, we gave up 2 sacks. So I feel like going into this game, I'm excited. I have hope again, but against the Commanders after that game, I had a lot of hope. I was really excited for the Vikings game. No Justin Jefferson. We found a way to lose that game.
Man.
So,
but Vikings beat the Niners too.
Vikings might be good. Vikings might be good. So there's that. So in this game, who are you taking? If you had to pick.
Yeah, I think the Chargers should win easy.
Okay.
But if they don't, motherfuckers need to be getting.
Might have to fire everybody. Everybody might have to go.
Gotta go.
That's something to think about. So you're taking Chargers. I'm taking Bears. Hopefully it's a close fight. This might be one of the worst Sunday night football matchups. 2-4 Chargers against the 2-5 Bears.
Right.
This is not a good primetime game. People might be catching up on some Z's in this game, catching up on some sleep.
Going to bed early. Sleep in
going to bed at 8.
Right.
Especially, with Halloween coming up in the next couple of days. Got to get prepared for that. But yeah, great game. Excited for this game. Excited to hopefully have my hope destroyed again. Mm-hmm. Same old week. Nothing new. Bears fan, what do you expect? But with this Bears team at the deadline, what do you think about making additions, possibly some moves for Chase Young and Montez Sweat? Would you go after those guys?
I mean, if they're for sale, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're for sale. The Commanders are going to be listening to offers for those guys. Chase Young already has 5 sacks. We could get him for cheaper than Montez Sweat because I think Sweat has been healthier. He's been more productive.
True.
Would you take Chase Young?
I would take all the above, nigga. What you mean?
Chase Young, I mean, he's got the relationship with Fields.
I don't think that's going to make a difference. I'm being honest with myself.
I'm just being honest. So,
Yeah, I think we do need to continue to bolster the pass rush.
Definitely.
You see teams like the Steelers be able to win with a pass rush, regardless of what the offense puts out on the field.
Pickett,
So if we can replicate that while improving the offense, I mean, that's kind of the keys to success in today's NFL. You got to be able to pass the ball, and then you got to be able to rush the passer.
Yeah, those things correlate, and those things are very important. So, but if the Bears beat the Chargers, you think that's extra incentive for them to go out and get a Chase Young or make a move at the deadline?
For what?
3-5, you're not out. You're not out.
You're not.
You think about it in the playoffs right now. The last person in the wild card standings right now, I believe they only have 3 wins. So I mean, you're not
you could
out.
sneak in going under 500, and we've done it in the past.
Yes. The Nickelodeon game when we played the Saints.
Yeah, and my man dropped that double pass.
Yeah, that was terrible. But no, that's I would like Chase Young. We could get him cheaper, so I would want to go get him. But I wouldn't be mad if we got Montez Sweat. I think Danielle Hunter, that would be tough though, because in division, this is a guy that's already got 9 sacks though. So I think he's gonna be moving somewhere else. But Jacksonville, if they could get their hands on him, that would be really fucking good. I know the Ravens are interested in getting Chase Young too, so
that would be a nightmare.
It would be very scary in Baltimore if that could happen. But yeah, so Chase Young, Montez Sweat, do you have a preference? Would you want the Bears to make a move like that?
Man, it's hard to say, but I think Chase Young, just because he's younger. Although he had the ACL injury, he's starting to look like his former self.
Yeah, he looks back.
And I would like him just because he was him.
Yeah, so. He was him. Hey, first year, rookie year, defensive rookie of the year, he was there. So I definitely wouldn't be mad at that move. But yeah, Bears, hopefully they make those moves at the deadline. If they make any moves, we will get you covered.
I can't see them doing it, though.
You don't think so?
No, I would see them moving off players more than getting.
I think, hey, if we're going to trade anybody, I'm okay with trading Eddie Jackson.
Why is that?
I don't know if anybody will want him, but I'm okay with trading him. I don't want to trade Jalen Johnson. The bro's he's 24.
But how many games has he played in his career?
He does battle injuries and stuff.
He's always in and out of the lineup in that corner. It's like, come on, bro, you ain't in the trenches.
But if we trade him though for picks and draft capital, what are the chances we get another guy that's like Jalen Johnson? Hey, he's lockdown corner for sure. When
healthy though, he's never been able to get that recognition because he hasn't been able to sustain it over an entire season.
17 games. It's been hard for him, but I don't think we should trade him.
I don't think we should, but we also shouldn't break the quarterback market with his ass.
No, he's not gonna be the highest paid corner.
Of course not.
I think he's definitely gonna get some bread.
If he comes to the table wanting XYZ, niggas gonna look at him crazy.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Ryan Poles
might have to make a decision and move off of him.
Yeah.
Much like we've done with a lot of
Roquan
players.
Yeah, he has not been afraid to not, pay a defensive player that's great talent. He has not been afraid to not do that and trade his ass. Send him to a good situation, though. I mean, Jalen Johnson with the Cowboys or Buffalo, oof, it'd be scary.
Both great destinations.
Yeah. But yeah, trade deadline's going to be exciting. Hopefully we have some news to break down for you. Hopefully we'll be able to get some content out there and discuss what moves were great and what weren't. But that's all we got for this episode. Stay updated with our content. Stay updated with the stuff we keep putting out. Whether it's the Bears post game show, the Fantasy Hero, Biggest Loser, all that. Stay updated with that. You don't want to miss that content because it's going to keep you from help you winning your fantasy week or losing it. You want to watch this shit, all right? But that's all we got. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. As always, peace.
Now, I can say Eberflus is a terrible fucking coach. He doesn't deserve to be a head coach in the NFL. All that talk all year, I could say that.